All right, Sandra, let's take off to the Great White North, where Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is facing criticism from all sides for invoking the Emergencies Act for the first time in his country's history. It gives the government power to use tough legal and financial measures to end the trucker protests against COVID restrictions. David Krayden joins us now. He's a featured columnist for the news publication Human Events and a former Ottawa bureau chief for the Daily Caller. David, good to have you with us there from Capitol Hill. What is the general reaction among the protesters and the public at large to the fact that for the first time since the law was enacted in 1988, Justin Trudeau pulled the trigger on this Emergencies Act?
Well, John, once again, Justin Trudeau has overreached his authority. The Canadian Civil Liberties Association has said that this is an overreach of authority. There is no emergency here. I've been here for almost 3 weeks since this trucker protest began. There's the same sort of emergency today as there was almost 3 weeks ago, that being none. There is no emergency here. Justin Trudeau greeted this protest by calling these people terrorists, Nazis, domestic terrorists. He refused to meet with them. And now he's calling them domestic terrorists and wants to freeze their bank accounts. This has been absolutely outrageous. And everybody now is starting to agree that Justin Trudeau has lost this fight. If he tries to take these truckers out by force, if he freezes their bank accounts, he just looks ridiculous on the world stage. He already is appearing like an authoritarian, like a dictator. And using the Emergencies Act is just an absolute overkill. And I don't understand what he's thinking. He disappeared at the beginning of this protest. It's like he went away and watched all 6 volumes of The Matrix and came back and reacted in that fashion. He's not dealing with reality. These people came here in a reasonable, peaceable way, and he's acting like they're terrorists. He immediately began saying there's Nazi symbolism. I've seen none. He immediately started saying that this was a white supremacist protest. There are black people here. There are Indo-Canadians. There are Sikhs. There's unity here among all races. And Justin Trudeau is simply dealing with an alternate universe. And he's dealing increasingly with criticism from all sides of the political spectrum.
Hey, David, if I could just jump in here. You mentioned the Civil Liberties Association up there in Canada. Here's what they actually said in a tweet, quote, "The Emergencies Act can only be invoked when a situation, quote, seriously threatens the ability of the government of Canada to preserve the sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity of Canada, and when the situation cannot effectively be dealt with under any other law of Canada." They insist that the trucker protest does not meet the bar. The New York Post, with this editorial saying, quote, "Canada's Justin Trudeau just proved the protesting truckers right. Fine, send in law enforcement, the Mounties if need be, to clear out trucks snarling traffic, but freeze bank accounts, blocking donations under an anti-terror law." You know, his father came under criticism in 1970 for invoking the War Powers Act, or the War Measures Act, rather, against Quebec separatists. It's interesting that he's taken a page out of his father's playbook.